Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Chinmaya Chigateri. I'm the CEO of Healthminds Consulting. Apart from a lot of other healthcare services, we have a platform called cmemaster.com in the CME space. I was asked this question: what has changed in the Indian CME space when compared to Western countries? The first and foremost thing that we need to understand here is that the CME space in India was been the domain of educational institutions like medical colleges, universities and associations. While in the Western world, associations and universities are involved, but there have always been private enterprises built around the CME opportunity. Now in India, we start to see a lot of private enterprises being built around the CME opportunity. And of course, it is through associations it is through collaborations through associations and universities. But one common thread between the Western and the Indian market is that CME does rely heavily on pharma patronage through grants for their existence. The second part that we have started to see the change in the CME domain, especially in the Western world, is the adoption of newer technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality based learning, and of course other leaps in technology that are being used in the Western world. While we have seen traces of those in the Indian CME operators, I don't see the widespread adoption of such technologies being used. We don't know why, but primarily it may be driven by the lack of traction, and also the costs are very prohibitive to adopt such technologies. So I think India has to make some strides in the way newer learning technologies are used in the CME space. Finally, the one thing that the Indian CME space has to adapt and adopt rather is a unified, centralized credit hour system. For example, in the US, we have the ACCME, which is a central CME credit hour repository, and they provision the credit hours for each of these courses. In India, we have a very decentralized system where the credit hours are provided by individual state medical councils. And I think in a decentralized system, what happens is that some of the states do mandate CME credit hours for the renewal of licenses for doctors, and they enforce it quite strictly. But in a few other states, that level of enforcement may not be there, and hence there is no uniformity across CME mandate in the country. So I feel that the regulation needs to change to have a more central repository to manage CME credit points, thereby leading to the renewal of licenses of healthcare practitioners. Thank you very much.